Good afternoon, everyone. A triple threat right now. Snow, wind, and bitter cold, making it feel brutal outside. Roads are dry right now. That's the good news, but it was a different story just a few hours ago. Yeah, about 100 vehicles ended up in this massive crash. What went wrong on I-196 near Zeeland that led to this huge pileup? Again, 100 cars. Michigan isn't the only city getting hit with winter weather either. A rare sight in Florida Panhandle as snow is coming down there as well. Dangerous cold is the next big story as we take a live look at Traverse City. Wind chills could get well below zero tonight. Here at home, we are under a forewarned weather alert. Thanks so much for joining us first at 4. I'm Ty Steele. Karen's off for the day, but we have Kim Adams here with what we were seeing here in southeast Michigan, and that wind is blowing this camera all over the place.
Shaking the camera, and for it to shake the Windsor sky cam, because that's a pretty steady sky cam, it means those winds are really strong, but I mean, we got a little blue sky.
We got the blue sky.
That's the
Beautiful.
silver lining. You almost expect it to be warmer when you step out the door because it has been sunny today and a really pretty day, but then that cold smacks you in the face and it's back to reality, unfortunately. And we still have a couple of scattered snow showers. Now, these are not heavy. Earlier in the morning, we had snow squalls, reducing visibility. Now, these are just snow showers, but I'm going to zoom in here so you can take a look at a few that are a little more intense just outside of Fenton, Milford, Oxford, Pontiac, over to Rochester Hills. Again, just mainly light, possibly a couple pockets of moderate snow, but nothing that's really slowing down travel or anything like that. Really what we're going to be talking about over the next 24 hours is just how cold it is. So right now, we'll take a look at temperatures. We are for the most part in the teens, but when you factor in the winds, which are still pretty strong, here are our current wind chills right now across Metro Detroit. It feels like it's 2 below at Metro, 5 below in Pontiac. Let me get this out of the way here so you can take a better look. 6 below in Howell and 4 below out in Ann Arbor. Tomorrow morning, even colder, and then by the end of the week, really cold with wind chills almost 20 below. So you can always go to the Forewarned Weather app to get the latest information. You can download it for free. It's really helpful to have this app, especially this time of year, so you can keep track of the weather in your neighborhood.
Yes, super helpful, Kim. Thank you. School or no school? That's the big question for many superintendents this week. And this time, it's not just for a day or two. We're talking about an entire week of brutal wind chills. The challenge here, many schools have already used some of their snow days, and the state only allows 6 per year. Lauren Kostick joining us live tonight with the details on this. You spoke with some superintendents. These are not easy decisions to make, Lauren.
Yeah, Ty, they're really not. This is going to be a tricky forecast for them because we're not just talking about a couple cold days. We're talking about dangerously cold temperatures for the rest of the week. And to show you how cold it is out here, this is Campus Martius. This is the skating rink, usually full. We got a few skaters out here braving the cold. But the biggest challenge right now really is the wind, as Kim was saying. Take a look at the flags here at Campus Martius. It's been gusting like this almost all day. It is brutal. And unfortunately, this is only the beginning. So today, like you said, we spoke with superintendents across the metro to find out how they're making these tough decisions. And there are a lot of factors they have to consider. First, of course, the weather, especially the wind chill. When the wind chill drops below zero, especially into the double digits, that's usually a big red flag right there. And they're also looking at, of course, road conditions, how many students walk to school in their district, what other districts in their area are doing. And Northville Superintendent R.J. Weber said it's a tricky balance between student safety and their education. Take a listen.
Whether it's a snow day or a cold day, the primary factor that my colleagues and I have in making these calls is always, always, always student safety. I'll never regret making a call, even if it's a little bit wrong, if that means that nobody that I serve is put in harm's way.
And we also learned a lot of these districts work together. So the superintendents in one county will get on a big call together before these big weather events or a whole week of weather events. And they will discuss a game plan, talk about information, get the forecast and review things, because the whole goal is to get parents this information, to give them an update as soon as possible so they can make plans, because that's a whole other challenge to this tie. For now, live outside at Campus Martius, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
Right, communicating with all those parents. We get the text messages and the emails, usually works pretty well, but of course time is of the essence. So many factors involved here, Lauren. Thanks so much for that update. We're going to be following this closely here at WDIV. Check this out. New video shows the aftermath of a massive pileup today on I-196. This is near Zeeland. Officials say about 100 vehicles were involved in this chain reaction crash. Look at this video. It's hard to turn away. It started around 10:30 this morning. The highway remains closed in both directions and could stay that way for hours. Police do report numerous injuries, but amazingly, everyone is expected to survive. The Detroit Pistons will bring it tonight inside Little Caesars Arena. That's the hope. A top 2 Eastern Conference showdown is just hours from tip-off. Pistons are coming in red hot after a Saturday night bout with the Indiana Pacers. This was their 30th win in just 40 games, the fastest they've hit that mark since the 05-06 season. And more exciting Pistons news. The NBA just announced today that Cade Cunningham is an Eastern Conference All-Star starter. For now, the Pistons are getting ready to take on the Celtics tonight at LCA. And it's a big day of basketball here on Local 4. The action starts with at 2:30 with the Oklahoma City Thunder and Cleveland Cavaliers. Then at 5 o'clock, it's the Dallas Mavericks versus the Knicks. And then at 8 o'clock, the matchup we're waiting for, the Celtics taking on the Detroit Pistons. Quick reminder, because of the games, the news at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock will be streaming live on Local 4 Plus and our website, clickondetroit.com. And those games times means that Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy also will not be on Local 4 tonight. You can find them both over on MeTV. Today we are honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Detroiters gathered earlier today for the 23rd annual MLK Day Rally and Community Fellowship. The event marks the 97th birthday of Dr. King. Takes place at St. Matthew's St. Joseph's Episcopal Church on Woodward on Detroit's North End. The program includes speakers, music, and a community meal.
In Michigan, despite the noise, we have seen victories. Not the victories that fell from the sky, but victories that came from knocking on doors, that came from making phone calls, that came from giving someone a ride, that came from standing in line to vote.
This year's theme, 6 decades of mass movements. The struggle continues. It's focused on civil rights, social justice, and community action. Just 1 month after a dangerous close call, Dearborn is taking action to keep students safe at the bus stop. In Romulus, a video went viral showing a student just barely avoiding being hit by a truck. Now, starting tomorrow, automated cameras will be in all Dearborn school buses, catching drivers who ignore those flashing red lights and stop signs. It's a $250 ticket the first time, then it doubles to $500 if it happens again within 1 school year. The Department of Homeland Security says it has arrested more than 3,000 undocumented immigrants in Minnesota over the past 6 weeks. At the same time, the Pentagon has ordered about 1,500 active duty soldiers to prepare to deploy to Minnesota in case violence escalates. These moves come amid days of protests in Minneapolis following the fatal shooting of Renee Good by a federal immigration agent earlier this month. The shooting has sparked clashes between protesters and federal agents, drawing national attention and debate over immigration enforcement tactics. Iconic fashion designer Valentino Garavini has died. Known around the world simply as Valentino, he founded his fashion house back in 1959 and became famous for his signature scarlet gowns. It was a shade so distinct it's still called Valentino Red. His designs dressed princesses, first ladies, and Hollywood royalty. Even in recent years, his looks appeared on stars, cementing a legacy that spanned generations.